thanks for joining me again. And this one I'm going to start off with a big large on-range brush. This is just clear water going onto 15 by 11 Fabriano Watercolour Paper. And I'm going to start off with a bit of raw sienna. Just add a bit of background colour really, no real thought to that. Just bash it in all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to take a bit of ultramarine, a little bit of Payne's grey. There's quite a high horizon line on this one, so not too much sky visible at the top. I'm going to, I've got a new air dryer, I've forgotten to take it out of the box. I'm just going to pause it. I'll just pause it for a second. My air dryer, I've just put a new air dryer, so I forgot to take it out of the box, so I've just stuck that one over there, so it's ready now to go when I need it. So I don't think I've made too much of an error in letting it dry a little bit. What I'm going to do now is still sticking with those light tones, bit of Payne's grey, bit of ultramarine. I'm just going to put in some distant hills and mountains. See how the light pushes them right back. All the way down there. One goes up there and down there. I'm deliberately coming just below this lighter bits in the sky, just so you can see the profile of those. And then add a little bit more Payne, a bit more ultramarine, a bit more Payne's grey. So the next layer is going to come in a little bit stronger. Yeah, like that. And then there's another one just up there. Just up there. Just add a little bit of raw sienna to the mix. We've got something just up there like that. You see the difference between where it's drying and where it's still wet out. It softens it right off. And you get a really sharp edge on the. In fact, that's too strong. I want that a little bit lighter. So all I'm going to do is just use a clean damp brush and just soften it up. So it just takes it right down. Just something doing in there. I'm just filling that little gap in. And just in front of that, we got a bit of raw sienna. As the land comes a little bit closer and closer, that's sweeping down there. Just a little bit of ultramarine. That's a quick sweep. Just adding a little bit of cadmium yellow, quick sweeping like that, bit of ultramarine, just constantly trying to change the colour as I come down, just to keep it interesting. So that's this right hand side. Moving over to the left, I'm going to go a bit of, not cleaning the brush, just got all these colours. See if I just go a bit of raw sienna, a bit of ultramarine, cad yellow, you get all these variations of colours on the brush, and that transposes itself onto the paper, and so you get all these nice variations. And then what I'm trying to do is not paint over the same bit of paper more than once unless you've got a specific reason for doing so. Great bit of advice I once heard. This is just raw sienna now. There you go. So what I'm trying to do, what I've often done in the past, and I'm probably guilty of, is probably going a bit slightly too fast and just getting too much mud. Just too many, and the colours are just too similar. There's not enough variation, and often a lot of stuff I do. So I'm just trying to just deliberately just slowing down for this one, just to see what difference I can make. Trying to get a bit of variation in the colour. You can see all these little white bits, the unpainted bits, just help add a bit of texture to the thing. And there's a path that's going to sweep round there, so that's what I'm going to do. I just want to go back to a lighter colour, so I'm just going to clean the brush, take the excess off on the towel. I just want a bit of ultramarine, bring down to where I'm going to start the path from. I think I want to put the path in next, so I've got something to work to. Now, just get a nice clean damp brush. I'm just going to get a bit of light red and a bit of ultramarine. And I'm just going to sweep it round like that. That's what I'm going to do with that. Clean that brush. Right, now I can work up to that. A bit of cad yellow, raw sienna. Put that down there like that. And on this side, more blue. More yellow in there. Let's get a little bit of mud in there, bit of burnt umber. Now moving over to the other side, and sticking with this muddy theme. There we go, a bit of brown, bit of blue. And it's just a a little bit better, a little bit more. Down to the bottom. What I might do is just see what this looks like. Just say little bits of grasses and ground down there, a bit on that side. Let's get this paper flat. And then what I might do is first we're going to need a focal point, so a little figure. I'm going to dry this and go a little bit darker, get some slightly darker tones in. So I just paused it for a sec. While it was paused, I did the drying as well with the hairdryer. So and I just want to add a few more little dark sections to it. So all I've done is just dip the tips of the hairs into the water just to bring all the hairs together. I do need a new brush. This is getting a bit worn now. I can't get a proper chisel edge with it. I'm doing a bit of brown, a bit of ultramarine. And let's just a few little dark bits there, just line this path a bit better. Got some things going on up there. I'm just sort of twisting the brush as I do it, just to try and get some random shapes and patterns. So just some slightly stronger tones up there. Something like so. Dips and dabs. Just maybe where this just goes off right the distance. What I might do, just switch to the rigger brush. Pop in a few little fence posts. They're too big. That's the scale there. I'm just trying to get these really tiny. What I'm going to do, I need a little figure. Let's put him somewhere. Oh, I should have done these dark areas there now. Just get that slightly lighter. Mind you, that's better. Just lighten that a bit with my thumb, and then just have a little. Done him a little bit too big. That's all right. Got his little dog there. Need some shadows. Bit of brown, bit of red, bit of blue. I'm thinking maybe if there's like a tree or something out of shot, so it's just cutting straight across the path there. And then I should have done these at the same time with the little man. Got the shadow like the man and his dog. Just pop a little bird up there. Made a bit of a mess of that one. See what I'll do. Go over that with a damp brush. So you just use acts as a razor, just brush it straight out. Let's pop that other one. I'm going to pop it over there. I think I'm going to call that one finished, so what I'm going to do now is pop my name in the corner. I'm going to call this one done. So let's see what it looks like with a mount on it. So this is our painting with the mount on. I think that foreground shadow really helps bring some light to the scene. It's definitely better with rather than without. If we go and have a closer look, I just began with a very simple sky, just a little bit of raw sienna still showing through, which I did brush all the way down, just gives a bit of background flavour. And then it was just a bit of ultramarine and Payne's grey, just to put the sky in, and then I left a little bit of white cloud underneath, which is where I then started using exactly the same colour, nice and light in tone, just to put in the really distant headland. You can see the difference between sort of hard edges where the paper dried and then soft edges where the paper was still slightly damp. And you get a nice contrast all the way across the hills and mountains. And then as it comes closer, I did it slightly darker. You see the difference there, where it's slightly darker tones, helps really push that back. Same again on the other side, added a bit more paint, a little bit less water, and it helps create this sense of depth with a sort of closer layer to us. and then a little bit of, I think I just diluted this section, just create sort of a little bit of mist there in the valley. Coming further forward still, then clean the brush, added a bit more yellow to create this sort of green section, just raw sienna on the right hand side here all the way down, and then just try to vary it as much as possible as we come closer and closer into the foreground. Various shades of green, various mixes of cad yellow and ultramarine, raw sienna all the way down, just to, whoops, hang on, let's just get that straight in the mount again. Same on both sides, and then towards the bottom then I've just added a few darker tones just to help really create that contrast. As I mentioned in the commentary, I'm terrible for not cleaning my brush, and so I end up with a lot of very similar colour on the paper. So this time I've tried to slow down slightly and just clean the brush, just to get sort of deliberate differences in colour as I've come down through the ground area into the foreground. The path here sweeps round, takes us to our little man there walking his dog. Shadows, don't forget little shadow. Imagining that the sun's coming from the sunlight's coming from the left, so we've got the shadows here on the right, and again same sort of big imaginary tree here, casting a shadow across the path area. Just helps bring the scene to life a little bit. And then a few more little dark touches here, little bit of rigger work, a few little fence posts here and there. Well, that's it for this paint. I hope you enjoyed that and you was painting along with me. Don't be afraid to have a go. Any questions, please ask. Remember, you can see more videos on my Patreon page for anyone who's maybe interested. So thanks for watching, keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.